What's going on, guys? It's Crypto here, and just doing a small video today. I noticed going on Newegg that they were, dropping some prices and also making some new deals in regards to limits for graphics cards. So I decided to, go on Newegg, and I only selected the three cards that I have, which is RX 580s, GTX 1060 6 gigs, and GTX 1070 8 gigs. And there's a variety of stuff, and you can kind of sort through Newegg. But what I found was really interesting. Kind of going through the site here. I have the 1060 dual gig, Asus or Asus 1066 gig overclock edition. That's $400 or $399. It's not too bad. I paid $325 back in November of 2017 for this particular card, and so far it's done really well. It has a great overclock menu type deal, 65% wattage or percent, with a plus 600 or 650 with 0 on the core clock. It does pretty good with Ethereum mining for that type of card. It's like 23.5 mega hashes per second. Great in my mind, but $400, it's okay. What I found was really interesting is that, let me find it here. I also have this RX 580 Nitro Plus. That's $469. I paid $295 back in November, but that's not too bad. But that's actually one of my best Ethereum miners right there. It's like 30.8 mega hashes per second with a very slight pretty much underclock, so to speak. It's probably got a BIOS mod on now that I think about it. But anyways, 30.8 mega hashes per second on Ethereum. I paid $295. It's right now $469, a little higher. But I've seen these things go on eBay for like $650 to $700 in terms of auctions, which is actually crazy. And I'm like, dude, people don't realize that if you put an auction down, $285, $290 for these things, by the end of the auction, they're going to sell for double or triple of what they asked for through auction. But people don't realize you could simply go to Newegg when available and grab this thing for, $469, $470 plus some shipping. So, anyways, the next one I have is an XFX Black Core Edition. This card runs a little hot, I would say. It even at an underclock or a regular default clock, it does run pretty hot. We're talking about 65 degrees Celsius, sometimes 68, which most people are thinking, well, as long as it doesn't go over 75 or 80 degrees, you're fine. But when mining, I like to keep all my cards around 55 degrees Celsius if I can. If they reach 60, I kind of get a little jumpy, because I want to make sure that these cards stay cool so they can perform better. But this card, pretty much, honestly, for the money, I would not recommend it. If you're doing crypto currency mining with the Kryptonite algorithm for like Sumo Coin or Electronium, these things can produce, with the right BIOS mod, you can produce about 930 hashes per second, which that's what I was doing. However, that same BIOS mod I did for this particular card did not work with Ethereum at all. So when I flashed it back to original and changed some of the settings for it, I'm getting 26.5 mega hashes. So let's see here. The next one, we went over that one, went over this. I was kind of going through back and forth. I do have a few 1070s, if I can find them here. Yeah, I have this particular card. It's an EVGA GTX 1070 Superclock Edition. This one in particular, the 5173 has no backplate. It's just simply a has an LED on the top, but the one for the with black backplate is like $700, which is insane. But if you go on EVGA's website, I get notifications whenever these things get in stock, and I can actually pay retail price about $530 a piece directly from EVGA. It's slower shipping, but oh well. And these things get about 31.5 mega hashes per second and run a little less than 100. They're right at 105 watts per card, which is insane. I've got 3 of these now, and they've done tremendous. But anyways, that's what I have. So I have 3 of these. I have 1 of the 1060s Asus cards. I do have an MSI single card edition, this one right here, the 1070, and it's an okay card. It does not have the cooling, obviously, because it's single fan than the EVGA, but still does pretty well. It's getting 30.8 to 31.2 mega hashes per second on Ethereum mining, and the cooling of it stays right around 57 to 58 degrees Celsius. But anyways, I was looking here, and some of these cards are like the limit, like the XFX one. I don't know if it's the Crossfire, and it's not the triple X edition. It might be the Black Core that I was looking at earlier. But the limit has gone up to 3 instead of 1. It used to be, when the craze was for GPUs and all that stuff, you couldn't do more than 1 per limit in bulk. Now you can do 3, but the sale ends, I want to say it ends in April, like April 6th it ends, where you can no longer, get the 3, limit or the 1 limit or whatnot. So it's okay for the most part. Last thing I had for you was what to mine. I always use this 3 580s. I can actually update that to now 3 1070s, and I'm about to sell the 1060, but for right now we'll keep it on that. So for 7 cards, and the price of electricity here is 7 cents per kilowatt. I think the national is 1 or 10 cents, 0.1. Current profit, current difficulty. If I calculate this, I should be making about anywhere from $7.30 to $7.60-ish type deal. Now if I click on this and go up here and reset this calculator, because I'm currently getting a little over 200 mega hashes. Actually, this actually tells me I should be getting about 203. I'm gonna put 200 just to make sure, because it is a drop. The power consumption is about 830 watts. I'm gonna do 835 just because of the control. So if I calculate this and I go down here, for a day's work, it's about a little over $7. A week is 50. A month is 214, and a full year is 2,600, give or take. That's not too bad, but the cost of electricity over a year's time, I would really be making a revenue of 3,100. But that's with the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is, $8,800. It was like 7,000. It's like 7,500, like just a couple days ago. So I'm actually really glad it's gone up a little bit. But if you don't feel like going for Bitcoin and Ethereum mining, I would definitely suggest staying on track with either Zcash, or the new fork in Bitcoin is BTCP, or Bitcoin Private. That right now on the market is like $60 per coin, and I have a few of those mining with BTC Private Pool.club. Really good stuff. I've known these guys for 6-7 months now, and doing pretty well with them. So whenever I get tired of Ethereum and I want to jump to these guys, I do use less electricity with BTCP just because it's different algorithms on two different miners running on the same thing. Ethereum is a little bit more higher in electricity because it's a harder algorithm and because, you know, it costs more. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, like, and share. Thank you. Peace.